everybody.
Howdy. And here we are again, the two apart states watchtower, which is
Wish go away.
like to see go away, yes.
Yeah. Speaking of going away, wanted to cover something here about them trying to get rid of another YouTuber, Kevin McFree. His YouTube, he does the Dubtown Lego, videos that all of us have been enjoying and are hilarious. But apparently Watchtower is offended by them and is going after him with a full-blown lawsuit. So I'm going to put a link to the article, and you can scroll down and you can get the court documents. And I think most of the time they do this just to find out who these PMOs are.
Yeah, because as one of the subtitles says, defendant allegedly used unpublished works in breach of copyright. See, and that's where Watchtower can frighten away a whole lot of people. You have to be very, very careful with using copyrighted work or work that Watchtower themselves don't publish, make public. You have to be very careful, and you can only use small snippets.
Yeah, and that's how they got rid of Bill the Snarky Apologist years ago. He was doing videos when we first came out. He never was a JW, but boy, he, was doing some great slam dunk videos. But he made the mistake of putting screenshots of elders' letters on his videos, and they were able to get him taken down off of YouTube. And that's why, Atlantis has always warned us and many others, be careful, what you put on your YouTube channels and websites. You cannot put copies of elders' letters and elders' manuals and stuff like that on your websites without Watchtower coming after you.
And you have to be very, very careful also, because if they're not going to get you with the copyright, they'll come after you with intellectual property, theft of intellectual property.
Yeah, so, we wish Kevin McFree the best and hope you win. But, Watchtower is just on a seek and destroy. In fact, on their website, I was looking for the June broadcast, and as of yesterday, it still wasn't up yet, which I find interesting because they usually put that up on Monday of, the first Monday of the month.
Well, they were being part of the world and observing a Memorial Day.
Yeah, well, I just noticed the first was actually Tuesday, so it'll be this coming Monday, the 7th, when they put it up. But anyway, that's what I was doing on jw.org, and I noticed that they had a thing that was talking about copyrighted material. And they were warning even Jehovah's Witnesses not to put their copyrighted material on social media. So they're even warning Jehovah's Witnesses not to do that.
Right.
So I will put the link down below to this article. And there's something else we want to cover. We want to thank Robin very much. Thank you, sweetie. She's going to be starting her own YouTube channel. So as soon as we find out about that, we will let everybody know. But thank you very much, because she went by one of the Kingdom Hall vaccination clinics that they had this past, I think it was like Friday or Saturday, something like that.
The organization that says they're no part of the world, just as Jesus is no part of the world.
Now let me remind everybody that it was the circuit overseer that sent out this information to the members. Well, we're hearing that some of the Jehovah's Witnesses did not believe these documents they were getting about the vaccination clinic and called it a hoax. So Watchtower has done such a good job at getting Jehovah's Witnesses trained that even emails coming in and them saying, Watchtower wouldn't do this in Kingdom Hall parking lots. They've got Jehovah's Witnesses trained so well that even stuff coming from their circuit overseer that they don't think Watchtower would do, that Watchtower is doing,
fake news,
they think is a hoax. I find that hilarious.
I do too.
We were just laughing.
Well, you know what I found that is as equally hilarious, Kim?
What's that?
Was, Watchtower's trying to get this whole Ramapo building project going, and how they're going to disguise it as a, media center, yada, yada, yada. Well, I remember back in our day, we were asking a similar question. Why are we sinking so much money into building a project in Patterson when Armageddon's just coming around the corner? Remember what they told us? Well, see,
1990.
yeah, when Armageddon comes and the building is still preserved by Jehovah, we're going to use it as an education center for the resurrected ones. Hey, AOC, how is that not a re-education center for those of a different theology than you? How is that not a re-education? How is that not what some other government morons have done by, let's gather all these people up and let's put them in a re-education center? But the thing is, it's been 3 decades. 3 decades, 30 years. How many more years are you going to wait, Jehovah's Witnesses, before you finally realize religion is a snare and a racket?
Well, and that's what we were talking about is most of us at that time were like, well, if Armageddon is coming, why are they starting such a huge project? Little did we know, looking back, that they would have time to complete that project and hundreds, maybe even thousands more. But when you go to the 1991 Awake, August 22nd, page 27, something new in international construction. And they were talking about this Patterson project. When Jehovah's Witnesses are finished, sometime in 1996, the New York Times of April 7th, 1991 reported, they will have built 6 apartment houses, 2 to 5 stories high, with 624 apartments, a 450-car garage, a 144-room hotel, a huge kitchen and dining room to serve 1,600 people at one sitting, an office building, a classroom, and several service buildings. Hundreds of volunteers are providing free labor to build this huge Kingdom Educational Center. And that is the way they sold it. We were told that they were hoping, Jehovah willing, to use this education center after Armageddon to educate those that would be resurrected. So we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Jehovah has obviously told the governing body something that we don't know. So they know, so we're not. And now look at this huge complex, and that's the base of their legal department.
Yeah, that's now their legal department.
Yeah.
So how much is anybody willing to bet that when this media center is finished in Ramapo, how much you want to bet Patterson goes up for sale?
I don't know, because they still need their huge legal department.
But they'll move the legal department to Ramapo is what they're going to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll
if they
find out.
do that,
I mean,
but we've been saying since 2014, to the very first JW broadcast that we watched in October of 2014, that told us that they are moving towards an online religion because, that solves their liability problem with the kids, and those lawsuits. And it'd be cheaper and everything else. So
now I can just imagine that the Jehovah's Witnesses are doing this. Oh, Jehovah, when you bring Armageddon, please save the satellites that are above the earth so that we can bounce signals around the world from our media center so we can re-educate all of those that are returning to life, no matter where they are on earth. Oh, Jehovah, bless this operation. Because they have no other way to think, because Patterson was supposed to be the re-education system, for Armageddon that's coming next week, and now you're dumping all this money in building this media center for when Armageddon's coming next week. So the only way this is going to work in the new system, Jehovah's, is if Jehovah spares the satellites that the governments have already put up into space.
Well, the thing is we forget it's not just the media center in Ramapo, but it's also them adding on to the Australia branch a huge media center, and adding on to the London Temple Farm, or not London, the Temple Farms, they're in Chelmsford. They got a loan from JP Morgan that they're going to be adding it on already, a huge complex to that new branch. So it's going to be interesting, to see what all comes about. But thank you, sweetie, for sending us these pictures of this vaccine clinic. I didn't see any long lines of people going in, and I don't know if this was open to the public, but in the pictures you can see it is a Kingdom Hall. And, an elder did come up and say, "Are you here to get your vaccine, sister?"
Well, it's hooray, hooray, today's vaccination day.
But I just find it hilarious, so thank you, sweetie, for all this information, that even the JW, some JWs thought this was a hoax, coming from their own circuit overseer. So Watchtower has done such a terrific job of indoctrinating the JWs, basically don't believe anything you hear and coming in, that they don't even believe their own circuit overseer. Wow.
Yeah, well, this is how affected, how their brains are just filled full of spaghetti noodles.
Well, the thing is remember, back when we were J-dubs, and you need to trust your elders, because if the Great Tribulation hits, you're going to need to trust your elders. So at this point, you're so afraid you don't know who to trust. So if the elders or circuit overseers tell you, oh, we need to do this, they're not even going to believe them.
Well, but that goes against that little piece they put in a Watchtower article, be ready to obey even if it's not logical from a human standpoint. So when a circuit overseer puts out a little piece of paper that says obey, go and get your shot, they don't trust it.
Right?
Oh, hey guys, it's just this easy.
Yeah, it really is. So, oh my goodness. So we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody, for the cards and gifts and emails and phone calls. And we appreciate all the love and support. So we send love back to all of you. And thank you for joining us. Any closing comments?
Not quite at the moment. Working on some things behind the scenes, but we're not ready to divulge anything quite yet because we do not want to give Watchtower a heads up.
Yeah.
We've got some feelers out for a few things. We haven't received anything back yet, but that's all we're going to say right now.
Yeah. And I guess I could say that I talked to a prosecuting attorney yesterday for an hour and a half, along with another ex-JW, and we ran a conference call with two of these attorneys, and it was great being able to talk one-on-one on some of these attorneys. They had a lot of questions for us, and so just know, even though you don't hear from us, we're working very hard behind the scenes on several different things.
Well, it's the XJW education program.
That's true. That's true.
It's the XJW education program.
Yeah. And the thing is like we know the boys club, they, will do something behind the scenes, and then they got to blab it all over social media. They don't realize they're actually hurting some of these investigations and cases. And so that's the last thing we would want to do, is to hurt any ongoing case or investigation. But just know that there are some good things going on behind the scenes, that it may appear we're losing the war, but we're gaining ground behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes, a lot of ground is being gained.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be so cryptic, but, like he said, we don't want to give Watchtower heads up of what we're working on behind the scenes. And I know many of you out there, are working very hard behind the scenes, and just know that we appreciate it, and we appreciate all your help that all of you are giving us. And Just know we love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.